Hi everyone, I'm Melissa. I'm going to be presenting with Ali, Felicia, and Ron. We are Group 1, and we're going to be talking about Amazon Go and their just walkout technology. I'm going to start off by giving a brief history of Amazon Go and the technology that made it possible. But before that, we're going to start with a quick video. And this is a video of the opening day of the Go store in South Lake Union.
Mark, I'm the Vice President in Amazon. I've been at Amazon for just a little under 16 years. I've done a variety of roles in their consumer business. I've led forecasting, supply chain, pricing. I was Jeff Bezos' technical advisor for a couple of years.
Can you guys all see that?
And I've had the honor and privilege of being a founding member of Amazon Go since it started about 6 years ago. So I'd love to continue the conversation that I had started at the keynote this morning, but if you weren't there at the keynote, no problem. This is pretty much a self-contained talk. So let's get right to it. But as with everything at Amazon, we always start with having a customer tell you about the experience. This is Yuval. This is from our first store in Seattle that we opened in January 2018. Yuval was not the first person who entered the store, but he was determined to be the first person who just walked out. So here's Yuval.
Yuval here. He just walked in. Literally 30 seconds later, you were out the door, and I couldn't like what you got.
It was an amazing, spiritual experience for anything. I literally walked in, scanned my app as if I was entering a Subway experience style, took 2 of these, then I put 1 back. I did put a couple things back, but of course I got my favorite beer, Allegiant Space Dust, got this mug, always a good mug, innovation, Amazon, this is amazing, it works. I have give so much credit to all the people that put so much time and effort to make this a possibility.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your beer. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, my friend.
That was 7 a.m. in the morning. Props to Yuval. So I mentioned why did we build Amazon Go? It's a question that we get often, and I alluded to it in the keynote, that people don't like waiting in lines. If you look at your shopping experiences in physical stores, even though they're very well served, the basic physical store experience hasn't drastically changed. You come in, you shop, you wait in line, you pay, and you leave. When we were thinking about this problem, we weren't thinking about, well, we should speed up checkout by 25% or speed it up by 40%. We were trying to envision an experience that said, what if you could eliminate checkout? What can you envision an experience when people can come in, take what they want, and just walk out? No stopping or waiting in line to pay. A much higher bar than saying you're trying to speed something up by 25% or 40%. So that was the genesis, that was the vision. Visions are easy. The stars are the ones that are important because we had a very, very simple problem to describe as we had spoken about. People come in, take what they want, and they let to leave. But invention wasn't linear. Some days it looked like this, a lot of days it looked like this. Most days it was frequently loops and loops and loops. But we were stubborn on the vision that we wanted to deliver on this customer experience of having people naturally shop and just walk out. We had a straightforward equation. We needed to know the customer account that was shopping in the store. We needed to know the interactions that those accounts had with the products in the store, so that when they left, we could tally it out for every customer and send them a receipt. But in the early days, we had many, many different competing technology choices on how to solve this. I'll give you a couple examples. One of the examples was people said, well, people have phones, so you should be able to have them use their phones to be able to add products. Well, it turns out that works if you're shopping alone, but if you're shopping with a child, well, then the child doesn't have a phone. And children can also shop, which they frequently do. We'll come back to that in a second. And there are many, many examples where we said that there is going to be instances where we want the customer experience to be as natural as possible, so we were always striving for that in whatever we wanted to do. Our model in those days, as we were building these experiences, was similar to Game of Thrones.
Stop it there. So as Dilip Kumar mentions in this video, in 2014, Amazon had the vision to make the shopping experience more seamless for customers. So they began to research and survey people, and they found out that the way that they could help people is by eliminating the time that they have to wait in line. So they completely eliminated the checkout process. And so after they found this out by surveying a bunch of people, they began to work on developing the technology to create the Amazon Go stores. So Amazon opened its first Amazon Go store in Seattle in 2017. This was only a mock store, so it was only available to Amazon employees to test out the technology and also give feedback on the shopping experience. So in January 2018 is when they opened the store to the public, and as you can see, Yuval in the video was one of tons of people who waited in line around the corner to check out the new Just Walk Out technology. So as far as technology, I'm going to give a brief overview because Ollie is going to discuss it more in detail later. But while it may sound really simple, you just go into the store and scan your app. Amazon spent several years developing a technology that didn't previously exist. So they had to build their own cameras, their own sensors. They use computer vision and machine learning. So as previously mentioned, or as also mentioned in the video, all the shopper needs is a cell phone, and they need the Amazon Go app installed on the phone in order to enter the store. And like he said, like children will buy things, so you can also bring a guest and it'll track what they pick up as well. I mean, kids don't buy things, like sometimes they'll just like take things and walk out. So you need the app in order to enter the store. So once you're shopping in one of the Go stores, all of your activities are recorded into a virtual cart. Some items have weight sensors, whereas others have codes that the sensors above will pick up. And a shopper can even pick up item, put it back, and that is all tracked. And within minutes of leaving the store, you should expect to get a receipt with everything you purchased, and it should be accurate. As far as the future of Amazon and its Go stores, they're continuing to focus on expanding them. So they have 32 locations in the US and 15 in the UK. So historically, they've placed these stores in more busy urban areas, but now they're going to focus on like the suburbs. So they plan to expand to like California suburbs and also Mill Creek, Washington. And they are also selling their Just Walk Out technology to other stores, and Felicia will discuss that later in her presentation. And now I'm going to pass it off to Ali to talk about technology.
Thank you, Melissa. Hi, I'm Ali. I want to talk to you about the technologies that is being used in Amazon Go store. As you can see here, we have computer vision, deep learning, and weight sensors. Of course, there are more technologies that is being used, like RFID or Internet of Things, but I think these three are the most important ones, and that is the reason why I want to talk about them. So, can we please go? Thank you. So, here I brought you a definition of computer vision and deep learning. Both of them are subfields of artificial intelligence, and computer vision enables computers to process visual information, visual data that is contained in images or videos. Just like that right now that there is a video being recorded of me. If you connect that camera to a computer and there is a computer vision installed on that computer, the algorithm will try to see what is happening right now in the video. So, and we also have deep learning. Well, deep learning is really close to machine learning. There are some differences, of course. I don't want to go into details about that. But what matters is the last part that I underlined here. Deep learning attempts to simulate the behavior of the human brain, allowing it to learn from large amounts of data. So here is the key. The more data you provide for that algorithm, the more accurate it will become over time. And that is the key for deep learning. And thank you. Here I brought you a picture. This is a normal picture taken by camera. You give this picture to a computer, and the computer with the help of computer vision, tries to label things, tries to process things that are in this picture. As you can see, cars are cars, roads are roads, sky still sky, trees are trees. Well, unfortunately, bicycles are labeled as car. Any rectangular shape has been labeled as building. So computer vision is not a 100% accurate technology. We need something to lower the error. And here in the picture above, you can see there are a lot of cameras. Yeah, exactly right. They're installed on the ceiling of the store. If you go into Amazon store, you can see a lot of these cameras. They're trying to record every possible angle in the store. So if you go to the next slide, here is a video that shows how these things work. This video does not have any sound. So you can see here that the camera that is installed on the ceiling is trying to record everything. They are tracking the people in the store, as you can see, and they are also tracking all the objects. And I want to mention that the information for all the objects that are in the store has been previously provided to that computer vision algorithm. So that computer vision algorithm knows how each item looks from all the possible angles. And that is the reason it can track them so well. But there is still error, and that is the reason why we use deep learning and weight sensor in order to reduce these errors here. And as you can see, people are moving in the store. Well, that's a natural thing that people do. And deep learning is gonna analyze all the patterns, all the customer behavior that is happening in the store. And it will reinforce the computer vision in order to make their decisions. So who can speak? So, but how these technologies actually work. So here is how it works. As soon as you get into the store, you have your phone with yourself, as Melissa mentioned. You will scan the QR code. The moment you scan the QR code, a picture will be taken from back of your hand. And at the same time, pictures will be taken by the cameras from you and the people who are with you, like your children or your friends, your family members. And they try to, with the help of computer vision, use your personal identifiers, like if you're wearing a glass, your hair color, your eye color, if you have a tattoo on your arm, or your skin color. They can use all these personal identifiers to track you after you've scanned the code in the store, so they won't actually lose you. And when you enter the store, you go to shelf, you want to pick an item. So as soon as you actually put your hand inside the shelf, a picture will be taken from back of your hand again. You will grab the item, and as you just grab it out, the weight sensor here will send a signal. And another picture will be taken from back of your hand again, and those pictures will be compared to each other in order to make sure that it was you who picked that item up. And all these technologies, this picture is being taken, the weight sensor, and the computer vision with the help of deep learning, all of them work together in order to minimize the error. And then you will just pick your items and you will get out of the store and you will have a receipt. There are I want to talk to you about some topics here. So the first one is time efficiency. As we all know, Amazon is actually creating a value for customers by saving them times. And the point here is, there were other technologies that Amazon could use, like I think it was mentioned in the first video. Customers could usually just use their phones in order to scan the barcode and add the items to the receipt, but this would kind of destroy the customer experience, the shopping experience that we all want to enjoy. So they used those technologies that I just explained to you, and the thing that they've done is they just removed the time that you have to consume on lines to actually pay the cash and get out of the store. But the big win for Amazon comes from the data and information because, as you know, Amazon is one of the biggest cloud computing providers in the world. With AWS, they have a lot of data centers all over America and other continents, and they are recording everything that is happening in the stores. And these data are usually in the form of video and images, so they're not structured data like Excel sheets. So we can consider them to be big data, and they need to be analyzed with the help of artificial intelligence. And so they can use these data and analyze them and extract business insights from them, and that is really valuable. Amazon is also experiencing cost reduction because they no longer have to pay for the people who work, the cashiers. And we have a controversial topic about job loss. It's a little bit complicated because in the first glance, we can see that people who used to work as cashiers are losing their jobs. But on the other hand, we are experiencing a rising demand for high-skilled jobs like people who are educated in the field of artificial intelligence or business analytics at the same time. So it's a little bit hard to say what is actually happening. And we also have privacy issue. The first patent that Amazon actually filed was in 2015, and they mentioned in the patent that they are using facial recognition. But later on, they denied it because of the problems with the privacy. So we don't know actually if they are using it or not. They just said we're using the personal identifiers, not facial recognition anymore. So yeah, there are also problems with the privacy as well. Well, that's the part about the technology. Thank you, Rob.
So Amazon Walkout's technology challenges began with the need for a system that could provide seamless transactions, run complex algorithms with a robust hardware and software IT infrastructure. The challenges that they are facing are system accuracy, privacy rights, and competition. So the average grocery store has between 30,000 and 40,000 SKUs, which is more items mean more data that needs to be in the system and monitored. The more item imagery that needs to be managed. For any AI system to work, there is anywhere between 1,000 and 5,000 pictures taken that need to be able to recognize and classify, categorize the items. Amazon's Just Walkout technology whole system is based on machine learning. It is used to path and approximate the purpose of everyone in the store. One of the challenges is having the technology that can protect people, that can detect people individually within a crowd entering and exiting the store. Amazon Walkout technology mitigates shrink by deploying a number of HITL or hand-in-the-loop labelers that take input data from the system. Cycle counts are performed for 2 hours a day, and inventory is counted manually every quarter. It's difficult to get 100% accuracy with an AI system. So the technology we cannot seem to live without. Also represents serious threats to our privacy. Customers may have to surrender their privacy rights and personal identification data in exchange for a faster checkout process. The real value of Amazon's Just Walkout technology may be in the data that this data can be a challenge because of the volume, where the data is stored, who has access to it, the strength of the security software and data transfers. Customers' privacy rights might be lost in the process. Amazon has patents that specifically state that in their facial recognition software, it can be used in stores to recognize customers upon entering and exiting the store or passing through transition areas. So the cameras can capture, the detail is so strong that they can capture, they can tell between the different color of your skin, your hair, and this information can be used to track people. So they will have knowledge of characteristics and attributes of each customer, including their hair color and skin tone. This information can be used to target specific demographic groups with advertising and gear products toward these groups. There are challenging things about collecting customer data, such as privacy concerns, data usage restrictions, maintenance, and security demands that can be very expensive. Without these security protocols, security breaches, undisclosed monitoring, unexpected data uses, and undesired outreach from third parties, such as phishing scams and identity theft, can happen. So Pawnee Express did a survey that found out that 92% of IT security professionals believe network-connected devices will suffer a major security risk after watching distributed denial of service attacks. Internet of Things devices were hit with man-in-the-middle attacks 16% of the time, 20% of the time with ransomware, and 12% of the time being malware. Amazon has already experienced fraud, refund fraud, and friendly fraud since they've launched Apple Pay. So they will need to be able to keep data safe from hackers, increasingly sophisticated attacks in the future as they expand and develop their technology. So the competition that Amazon has had to contend with are AV, Gerbongo, which is used at Circle K, Protobox, Bravo Pawn Systems, PayRange, and Trailblazer. These customers have been working and developing their cashierless systems. Amazon faces competition with well-funded competitors. Gerbango, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. G-R-A-B-A-N-G-O. So they sell an app-based checkout-free technology.
Alright, so I'm going to cover the rest when it comes to competition here for Amazon. And you know what they say, if imitation is flattery, then Amazon should be quite flattered. Since they first applied for their patents in 2015, if you take a look here, look what everyone's business are popping up looking for that contactless technology. With A5 being the first company to kind of like enter that competition realm along with Gerbongo. We also have international companies, Trigo, which is actually from Israel, tech company, and then I think it's Pixie from Lithuania. So it isn't just, you know, our, Silicon Valley that's competing here. We have companies also competing in this new innovative industry. So there's tons of companies, as Ron already talked about, so we're just going to focus on their two main competitors right now, which is Trigo, the Israeli tech company, and i5. So Trigo, while Amazon has Just Walk Out, Trigo has Easy Out. Similar? I think not there. Alright, so what does Trigo have that Amazon doesn't? Well, they have partnered with Google Cloud and SAP, so they have some big partners backing their technology. They've also claimed UK's largest grocery retailers with their technology, Aldi. I think it's Rewe. I'm not sure if anyone's ever been to the UK and knows what REWE is. And then Tesco. they claim to be cheaper than Amazon when it comes to licensing out their technology, especially in the UK since Trigo is in Israel, so they're more centrally located to the UK and compared to Amazon, which is across the ocean. So they have more of a European presence than Amazon does currently. They also have entered the US market with partnerships with Wakefern, which is also known as ShopRite, which we probably never heard of because it's an East Coast thing. And it's part of the Marshalls Retail Corporation, which involves over 50 different companies. And so we have a little video here. There's not much sound. I don't think there is sound. It just kind of shows what a Trigo easy out experience is like. Looks oddly familiar, does it not? So as we see here, right, the technologies are very similar and the experiences are very familiar, right? You just need your cell phone, an app, scan, grab, and go, walk out and go for easy out. So, pressing that. Now, for a more homegrown company, we have iFi. Now, iFi calls their technology Oasis. It's not as fun as just walk out and easy out like Trigo and Amazon has. But they have a very large presence. And part of this is because their founders have actually had previous experience working with Apple and Google, so they already have big names behind them and previous tech experience. So one of the things that iFi has is while Amazon and Trigo are kind of both focusing on the UK and the American market, iFi has entered the Asian market, and they've actually opened the world's largest camera-operated autonomous store in Shanghai, China, and it's over 4,000 square feet. There's a video if you'd like to check it out. It's a giant store, but it's quite long, so I didn't want to make you guys deal with that one. They're also in stadiums. You guys, big fan of baseball? You got Detroit. They're part of the Detroit Lions field. Is that football? Oh, well, sorry. Amazon has baseball. iFi has football, as you can tell. I watch sports, clearly. But since using iFi's technology, they've seen a queue time reduced by 50% and a revenue increase by 170. So I think it's safe to say they've staked a good claim there. They're also found in universities, in the University of Denver, in their little marketplaces, and also in the workplace. So in Dublin, which is Ireland, they have little workplace marketplaces. If you guys have ever worked for a company like that, where employees can just grab and go during their lunch break. Music festivals, they've also found themselves working with music festivals. The music festival they talked about was Bottle Rock. That's not a thing I've ever been to or heard of, but if you guys have, I'd love to hear about it. And then on a more like West Coast side of things, they've also partnered with Loop Marketplace, which if you've never heard of, that's fine because it's actually based in California in the Bay Area. And they're actually the first company to have the first autonomous contactless gas station store with Loop Marketplace. So if you ever find yourself in that area and you find a Loop Marketplace, feel free to try out and see what the iFi technology is in comparison to the Amazon those stores that we have here. So what is Amazon doing? As we know, Amazon isn't much of a brick and mortar company as they are a tech company. And while they do have their 32 stores here in the US and a few in the UK, Amazon is more known for their technology. So what they're doing to compete is they're licensing out their technology. So people can use their technology for a fee, of course. You can see this in airports, in SIBO Express Market, and WH Smith stores in Hudson. Raise your hand if you guys have been into an airport as of recent. I know COVID's made it hard and seen one of these walkout stores. So you have a few hands. Okay, I know I have as well. I remember when I first saw it, I didn't even know what it was. There was nobody around, there was no cashier, and I just thought it was closed. I didn't think it was open, but then I saw people grabbing it, and I'm like, what's stopping them? They're stealing. But now, right, this technology is more well known and getting out there and is actually expanding. It's also in sporting arenas. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, MLB is baseball? The Houston Astros. So Amazon is competing, I guess they're going the baseball route instead of the football route. Starbucks is also tagged along, so in some of their new stores in New York, they're using Amazon's Just Walk Out. And as far as the UK goes, Amazon's been able to struck a deal with Sainsbury, which is one of the largest grocers in the UK. So that's how they're going about competing. While they are also using their technology, like I said, in their Amazon Go stores, but also in Whole Foods and all the new Whole Foods that are coming out and being built, they're using the Just Walk Out technology, along with Amazon Fresh, which is their own personal grocery store. It's also using this technology as well. So it's both spreading it with their own companies and then also through other companies. So yes, that is how Amazon is combating the tons of competition they're going to be facing here. And so we have a little video here just to kind of like see the experience. This one's a little fancier than the one that I saw. I didn't have these walls, and so that's why I was confused by it.
Hudson is one of the leading travel retailers in North America with over 1,000 stores company-wide. Hudson Nonstop is our first contactless store powered by Just Walk Out technology by Amazon. This is the Dallas Love Field Hudson Nonstop store. It opened in late February. It was the first nonstop store to open in an airport. It's a little under 500 square feet and one of many to come. Customers are more and more looking for contactless ways to shop. They simply scan or tap a credit card to enter the store. That creates a virtual cart for the customer. The customer goes around the store, selects the items they want. If they don't want, they can either set them down or just put them right back on the shelf. As they exit the store, their credit card is then charged for those purchases.
The response has been incredibly positive. People are very intrigued by it. How does it work? How does it know what I'm getting? How am I paying for it? Just walk out.
It was very seamless. You come in, you choose what you want, and you walk right out.
Fast and easy. Fast and easy.
Didn't have to worry about, ringing up or any of the time-consuming things.
I've never seen anything like it before.
The innovation serves our customers in a variety of ways. First and foremost, people want to get in and out of an airport store quickly. We obviously give them the convenience of the waters, the snacks, the travel items, but we also have the ability to offer things that they didn't know they were looking for. High-end electronics, souvenirs, a gift to take home, or something that they just picked up on their way. This technology has changed our employee experience. We have turned our cashiers into customer service associates. They are now there to engage the customers, to help them with their shopping experience, and really it's more of an interactive process. The partnership with Amazon has been very, very productive and very easy. This technology gives us a competitive advantage. People are looking for this now when they're coming to us trying to seek us out. But the support from the Amazon team was incredible. From training, through store construction, through setup, Amazon partnered with us the entire way. This Hudson Nonstop concept with the Just Walk Out technology has given customers and employees in the airport something to look forward to. It's new, it's different, it's innovative, and it's nothing they've ever seen in an airport before.
As you might have guessed, this was sponsored by Amazon. As he was boasting about how amazing it was to work with Amazon. So yes, and as we saw there, right, in these stores with Hudson, you didn't need an app. You were able just to scan your credit card, put that in, and then use that as your way of identifying yourself as you walk out. So while the Amazon stores, their brick and mortars are obviously going to require their app, there's also building a technology where you won't even need an app for like their smaller stores like Hudson, in the airports, but also in like the arenas and stuff. There you'll just need to be able to scan your credit card, and that will be used to track you and charge you later on. So that's one thing that Amazon has right now that iFi and Frigo don't have right now is the non-app option. So that is the end for me. And I'm gonna figure this out real quick because I'm terrible at this. We have a few resources for you guys, but the real fun part is we have a little game, a little Kahoot quiz for everybody, and we have a prize for the winner, so I hope you guys were paying attention. I guess we'll find out by the scores who won, who wasn't.
I gotta be a brown. Brown
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't play around. She's too good, a hacker.
Oh, sorry, I have to sign in real quick.
Wait, time out. Don't shut
You
it.
guys can pull up the Kahoot thing while we're doing this.
I'm waiting.
Just go to the page and
So we wait for the game pins.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Have helpful in my ears, I didn't think about.
Arun can't win.
Hey, hey. We start with a blank slate every week.
Sorry guys, as you can tell, I'm fantastic with technology and I had it set up on my computer, but so as you can tell, I'd probably have a hard time in an Amazon store. Simple things. It's okay. 30th time is the charm for me. Forgive me. Okay. You also be competing with all of us, so hopefully you get the answer. Alright, is that everybody? Raise your hand if you're still trying to get in. Oh, Michael. Insurance baseball. Okay, is everyone good? Alright, let's go.
Man, my phone wasn't fast.
Blame it on the phone.
Woo, you guys all except for one. Pull that one out. Have it right.
I'm sorry, here now.
Oh, that was a little trickier, it seems. Ooh, a new lead.
I'm getting anxiety.
Oh, they are both competing with Amazon, but they have not teamed up together to compete against Amazon.
Oh, Neil got that wrong.
Easier if it had the words on your, the looking in between the screen.
Oh.
That was on me, guys. Seattle was the right answer. So don't worry about that. Michelle's behind me.
Hayden.
Oh, imagine you with that tree, that would get ya. Trio.
Detroit baseball.
Magic.
One person said magic. It does seem like magic, doesn't it?
Someone chose it.
Alright guys, we got 2 more questions. I guess technically 3. So while it is close to being accurate, it's not 100% accurate as Ali talked about today.
So always one.
You're getting there, maybe one day.
Detroit baseball makes sense.
Alright guys, you only have 2 more chances to beat Detroit baseball.
This is gonna kill me.
Not me, because I'm a tree.
Oh, wow.
Well, the goal is to get to 60. But yes, only 32 as of right now. Of the actual Amazon Go store. We have a lot of other stores with Amazon Go store itself. Alright guys, last chance. Last chance, true or
I thought that was the
false.
last one. Oh.
Same questions.
Oh. To enter. No.
You got it wrong.
So the Amazon Go stores, yes, you still need the app. It's the other places that they license, like Hudson, where you just need your credit card. Alright. Wonderful. Third place, J-Dog. Who's J-Dog? Raise your hand. Yeah! We got Hayden, and the winner is?
Go Hayden. The winner is?
Detroit baseball. Raise your hand, Detroit baseball.
And is that you?
Okay. We have for you a $10 Amazon gift card.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bring my $10 Starbucks card, you bring your Amazon card.
All right.
Thank you.
And so with that, do you guys have any questions for us? Yes.
How do you bag your items?
Well, as we all know about Washington, you should buy
That's a serious question. They do have reusable bags that you can purchase. They're the orange ones. I've also seen the store have paper bags as well. But I think a lot of people bring reusable bags. But there's both options. So.
And the question is, when you bring out that paper bag, how many 8 cents are you?
It's also more of a convenience store, so you're just grabbing like a couple things on this usually. Yeah.
Yes, Leah?
Did you figure out where the sensor is that registers your purchase? Because when I went to the airport, I felt so uncomfortable walking around in the store because it was very cramped. There was actually no open and closed doors. It was just open, and so I had to walk all the way up to those poles, I guess. And it just weirded me out because I didn't know if it would like register that I purchased the same item over and over and over, because there was also no receipt screen there either. So I'm just curious about that.
Well, it would be, to my best assumption would be, because the cameras are on the ceiling, it's kind of like those like invisible dog electric fences, if you guys know what I'm talking about, where you don't see it, but the dog definitely finds out the hard way. There's the sensors around the store from the ceiling cameras, and so once you cross that line, I guess they didn't mark it. I think I know what you're talking about. It looked like the same thing that I first saw, and I was confused. I thought people were stealing. So if you cross the line market, right, it automatically charges you. But yeah, since it just uses your credit card and not a phone app, you don't get like a solid receipt as you do at like the Amazon Go stores or Trigo, things like that. It just charges automatically to your card.
You mentioned a lot of new stores that are being built have this technology in it. How easy is it to convert like a regular store? Because they're licensing this out to stores that already exist. do they have to build whole new infrastructures?
Yes, I think it would cost
Pretty much.
around $1 million.
Ooh.
It really depends on the size of your store.
Yeah.
But it costs around that number, and I read somewhere that it will generate your revenues by 50% a year. I'm not sure about that.
But they are like retrofitting like some like the Whole Foods that are already in existence and stuff like that. So I guess it comes to anything. It's easier to build a new store than to remodel an old one, but people are doing that. I think JoJo's hand was first, sorry.
You guys talked about how like the computer vision is like not always accurate. From like personal experience or in your research, did they say like anything that was really happening, like not charging you for an item or charging you too much? Because I've never been in one of these
There
stores.
was actually an incident. I was watching a YouTube video that the person actually picked up one item and then put it back, but it was charged on her receipt. And after that, there is an option on your receipt. You can just swipe left and you can ask for checking again, and they will just give you your money back. So there is still a very low chance of error, but it's minimized using all those technologies together.
Yeah, there still will be errors, and the research that I did, like Amazon didn't even care. Like if they mispurchase it, like if they misringing people out, they shouldn't care. But it's also very easy to get it fixed if you are like charged for something.
Yeah, they don't really care about the $5.
No, they don't care.
Though it might not be a mistake if you're went shopping with kids and suddenly you have like 3 Snickers on your bill. You don't want to talk to your kids first before assuming it's an Amazon error.
I just had 2 comments. One was, I think there's a lot of data not just the store, but also like the product companies can really gain from that, which it could be really good. So every time somebody picks up a product, puts it back, it registers like which products were touched, where are the customers stopping and looking, and that's great data for a company to know like, oh, they walked right past my shelf of ketchup and they went for that ketchup, or they didn't go here. So I think that's a great information. Second thing I was thinking about is that about, I don't know, 2-3% of retail goes to like shoplifting, and that's become a huge problem for retailers, losing money because people are just walking out with stuff. This really is a great defense. Not only are you saving on like labor costs, having fewer checkout counters, but you don't have to worry about, I'm sure there's a hack around it, but there's, you don't have to worry about people walking out with stuff because they literally, that's what they're supposed to do, they'll charge them.
You steal it, you buy it.
Yeah, you steal it, you buy it.
I think Wilson was first, sorry.
This is a question for Ali. So you spoke about the weight sensors at the store. Are they located in the floor or on the shelf?
On the shelf, under the item. So they pick up the item, the weight sensor will just send a signal to the central system, and they will try to, compare the signal from the computer vision, and they will try to just minimize their error.
Okay, is this shelf weight technology, is this something that's manufactured by Amazon?
Oh, I don't know about that actually. I haven't done any research about that, but I think it can be. I'm not sure.
I think it's similar to like a hotel mini bar,
Yeah.
you take something off and then like the weight, if you leave it there for like 30 seconds or so, and they charge you for it. I think it's similar to, I don't know obviously if Amazon made theirs, but I think that's a similar technology.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I had a question about, Ali, you were talking about when you walk in, everything, your characteristics are recorded, and Ron, you had talked about this too. So I assume when I sign up on the app, you're basically saying like, yeah, I'm good with it. But if I walk in with my mom or my child, I feel like there's like a weird privacy thing in there. Because like my mom didn't consent to her self being tracked, for them to store her visual data. Or like I didn't sign a consent for my son. So I was wondering if anything came up on that.
Well, I'm not sure. I didn't read the privacy thing
Okay.
on the app actually. If they write it here that we're gonna like track any personal identifiers of the people who are
Like, am I responsible for informing my mother that she's gonna be like fully scanned or whatever?
Amazon backed that up.
Right.
But there are definitely privacy issues.
Yeah.
as I mentioned.
So yeah, that's kind of like some of the issues, right? Like how do you go about handling that? And so it's like, is just walking in consent becomes a question, and if you don't like it, you know,
Don't walk in.
don't walk in. I don't know. Is it the term and agreements that no one ever reads? You know, that's 20 pages long with technical terms. You're
Right.
just like, I don't know. Agree.
Sure. I wanna shop.
Just let me pick up my bananas. Like, so that's where like we see the issues coming in the future, especially with storing, you know, all that information, and then the idea of, you know, selling your information for like advertising, like Ron said, you know, like, oh, you know, she really likes that brand of ketchup. Let's send her ads her way, you know, Heinz all the way. Yeah. All right, thank you guys.